Now that he said what he said, I gotta say this. My dad's sister, her husband, which her name was Esther. And she was my mother. Not my birth mother, but she was my mother. She raised me from 6 months old on. They put us through church, they put us through school. And just to relate to what you're saying, I went to pastor a church one time. And I was like, I couldn't even pay $650 a month rent in my house. Hello? But the lady looked at me and said they wanted $1,200 a month for the church. I said, I'll take it. Hello? Now that sounds pretty crazy, you know, when you can't pay $650 for your rent at your house or pay a house payment. It was a good option to buy. But I packed up and I moved from one place to another because I had heard the voice of the Lord. And I felt like it's where God wanted me. And I went there, and I pastored a church for 1 year and 3 months. But when I went there, you know what made the decision? When the lady, and this lady was a multi-millionaire, very wealthy, owned half of that community, and she could have given me that church if she wanted to. But she was just another Pharaoh. Hello? She wanted $1,200 a month rent, but it was about a 3,400 square foot parsonage, and church added to it. Church had 72 theater seats in it, baptistry. It's beautiful, just remodeled. But I took it. And let me tell you what made that distinction. When she was walking me through, showing me the 9 Sunday school rooms, 2 full bathrooms, okay, kitchen, fellowship hall, church office, she was showing me all that stuff. She opened this door and she goes, oh, this is nothing but a junk room. We got some stuff stored in there. You can move that whatever you want to. And then she went on down the hallway. I said, you want me to shut this door? She said, yeah, sure, go ahead and shut it. And when I pulled that door to, there was a name tag on that door. And it said Esther. It said Esther. And there wasn't a voice anywhere that could change my mind. Because I knew what that woman of God had instilled in me. And when I saw that name on that door, I knew that that was God telling me to take it. And I took it. $1,200 a month, and I pastored it for 1 year and 3 months, and then gave it up. But while I was there, God taught me discernment. He taught me discernment with witchcraft, sorcery, all kinds of crazy stuff that was going on. I'm serious. I could see somebody walking down the road 100 yards away and tell you it goes into witchcraft. That's how powerful it was. But it was training. It was boot camp for me for such a time as this. My Aunt Esther was staying with my brother in Richmond, Virginia, and I went up to house sit with her. 84 years old. She had diabetes or whatever, doctors said she did, and she had to take pills and stuff. And my brother and his wife had gone somewhere, and I went up to sit with her for about 4 days. And I was sitting there one morning, and I'd get up and I'd cook her breakfast. And I was standing there cooking breakfast one morning, and she came out with her little walking stick and went in the restroom, come back out and sat down to the table and began to cry. And I was standing there flipping eggs in the pan and looking at her, and she looked at me. She says, Dale, son, she says, come here. Sit down. And I could visualize, it was at Isaac when he blessed his children, leaned on his staff, blessed his children. I believe it was. Jacob. Thank you. But I visualized that when she looked at me, and I went and I sat down at the table, and tears streaming down her face. And she looked at me and she says, "Dale, son, I am so proud of you." I just melted. You could have put me on that toast. It didn't matter, because I just, I didn't know what to say. She didn't know everything I did and went through, you know what I'm saying? Because I hid a lot of my dirt from her that I did do, but she was praying. And I had a couple more gray-headed grandmamas that prayed for me. And I always tell the testimony that night when I got saved in that apartment, 3 o'clock in the morning. I said it was transferred righteousness. It was the righteousness of those gray-headed grandmama's prayers was transferred to my life that night, because it wasn't anything that I had done. But she says, "Dale, son, I am so proud of you for the ways that you have done." And I'm thinking, well, if you only knew, but, you know. She says, "What I'm saying is, you could have chosen to go on the way my dad went, hello, the way my mother went, or whoever. But what she knew was, she knew that I had been in church for about 20 years, that she knew her. And then I recorded CDs, and I was preaching revivals, and that's the life she was talking about. But she said, "I am so proud of you that you chose to go the way you did." Well, as the song said, He chose me. Amen? I thank God that He chose me. And I thank God for Sister Wanda and Overseer. Beloveds, I thank God for you guys, and for Greg and Tim, and now Jerry and Ryan. Amen. Come on, give these guys a hand clap of praise. Amen. And I want to, we just got through talking about the potter's vessel and what, the potter wants to do. What he's already done many times. But this song says, and if I can sing it, y'all pray for me, and I'm going to sing this song and I'm going to close.